I always said Blair instead of Bear. Go, whatever, you know what I mean. I plugged you. Shut up. Anyway, the point is, in the hypothetical event that heaven and hell do exist, my argument is, it just seems that hell would be a much more pleasant place to fucking go to, despite the torture. The fucking company alone would make it like heaven.
The problem with that is that it was what you brought up as well, that basically in that situation where nobody was in heaven and everyone was in hell, but you somehow managed to get to heaven and you was feeling sad about all the people that you do know as you was going about there, is that they said that it's going to be okay because from the quote in the Bible it says that Jesus will wipe every tear from your eyes, in a sense of basically he'll make you happy regardless of what you actually feel. And I think it was Noel Plum that did a video saying that it was basically a sense of lobotomizing the people in heaven to a sense of where they are not themselves anymore.
Well, with the concept of an afterlife, with the concept of heaven and hell, let's assume it's so fucking black and white as to you're either going to heaven or hell. Let's just assume that. I mean, my theory on the whole concept is, who the fuck knows for sure? Nobody knows what happens when you die. My presumption is it's the same thing that happens before you were alive. What the fuck did you know about it? But let's put that aside and let's just assume nobody, even theists, even fucking atheists, no matter who you are, you don't know what actually happens when you die. So who gives a fuck? Why worry about that? Why not fucking have a great life while you're here?
That's the thing that actually makes me wonder as well. It's like, if for whatever reason I went through my entire life as an absolute devout Christian and did everything correct, and I was surrounded by people saying, he's definitely got to go into heaven or something, but in my heart I didn't believe, and I was just doing it because I felt pressure to do so, would I go to heaven because everyone thought I was going to heaven, or would I actually go to hell? And if I went to hell, everyone that's left on earth, would they be thinking that I was in heaven? Again, in that thought process, it would prove to me, at least, that the concept of heaven and hell is actually just a human idea and nothing more. I mean, that's just something that it proves to me, just on that simple train of thought.
Well, to me, I gotta say, this is one of the things that I sort of came across as a Christian that really was sort of a blockade for me mentally when I was contemplating the concept of heaven and hell. I mean, to me, it really comes down to it's an afterlife. It's a concept of an afterlife. And the sad thing is, I've seen this exemplified throughout human history repeatedly. And what's sort of devastating about it, to me anyway, was that, when we look at the Egyptian concept of an afterlife, we mock it and we laugh at it. Yes, okay, obviously they were wrong with the sun god Ra, the Native Americans.
Wait. Ray? Ra, dude.
It's Ra.
Oh, sorry, Ra. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Ray Campbell.
Whatever. I guess it's my Canadian accent. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It happened to me, the Max Man. It happened to me at the start of the show.
Whatever. There's so many damn gods, you can't go through them all without pronouncing them wrong. So you know what I mean. And therein lies my point. Every single culture that you look at throughout history, they've had a concept of an afterlife. The ancient Mayans, and it just every single one of them. And what's funny is these extinct cultures, these extinct civilizations, were so quick to. It doesn't take a second of notion to say their concept of heaven and hell is disregarded. It's primitive. It's just not true. And yet, as a Christian, while doing that, I still perceived heaven and hell as being real. Like they're like the same concept, just simply different, was somehow applicable. Excuse me, no. I'm glad I came to my senses and realized, no, that's just not how it works. No, mine is just as void as theirs until proven right.
The only reason why these claims have any credit whatsoever is the fact that they have persisted as long as they have.
Well, and therein lies another interesting aspect of religion. Which religions have been predominant? Which religions persisted throughout time? It's essentially the religions that gave themselves scapegoats to avoid any kind of critical analysis.
That's such an argument that the theists use to their advantage, saying that because they have outlasted time, that they are obviously the correct ones. But the thing is that I think I saw a timeline that Hinduism is probably the longest running one so far. Does that mean that is the true one, or that is the original one, or what? I don't agree to the appeal of time as validity. It makes no sense to me.
Well, that sort of goes back to a point that I made earlier. I mean, realistically, if you think about it logically, religion has no place today. It really does, especially the primitive forms that we are presented with: Christianity, Islam, Hinduism. I would say Buddhism is sort of one of the few applicable, but the Mormon religion, Scientology, all of these, they're so ridiculously obviously phonies when you step back and analyze them without the indoctrination of your own particular upbringing and your own particular belief. And yet, religion is predominant right across the fucking globe. It's the king. Simple as that. Now, why is that? And there's a lot of contributing factors. Yeah, fair enough. Indoctrination, culture, civilization. There's a lot, but I think it goes a little bit further than that. I think it's just natural human nature to want to understand shit and want to have an answer for that. Sort of why science has developed, but with respect to, I guess, understanding the cosmos, which is probably the origin of religion. People look up the stars, they want an answer, and that answer is God. And it just makes them feel better to assume that God is there.
Yeah, and I just want to... Sorry, I interrupted. What are you going to say?
No, you didn't interrupt. I was done, man. What's up?
I just want to say, sorry, it was the echo, I just realised. That... sorry, what was your point again? That just kind of threw me off.
I'm hearing an echo now. Actually, while I was giving that rant, as just now, I'm fighting this echo that I'm hearing of myself. It's actually... Believe me, people, when I say it's actually really hard to talk about something when you keep hearing your words retorted back to you 2 seconds afterwards. Christianity is Africa. Buddy, go to Africa, go to any place in Africa and ask what they believe. It's Christianity. Granted, a predominant aspect of that is Catholic Christianity, but it's I actually want to put an association to that, something that I think is incredibly relevant when you're trying to understand what religion does as a general. There isn't much education in Africa. People in Africa are very layman, very basic, very sort of lemmingish. And religion plays a dominant role there. I just think that's testament that when people are educated, people don't believe this stuff.
Actually, I just want to go back to... Religion is a way of answering an unknown question. And many people who are steadfast in their beliefs don't want to accept "I don't know" as an answer. I remember I was having a comment debate on one of my videos, and they were subscribed. They were saying, "Oh, you believe that nothing created everything," blah blah blah. You know, just trying to say this is what you believe because you're an atheist. And then I'm saying that's not what I believe. And he asked me, "Where did the universe come from? Where did the matter come from? Where did the singularity come from?" And when I said, "I don't know," he said, he didn't accept that, and he said, "You believe it came from nowhere." I said, "No, I don't. I don't know where it came from." The very concept of "I don't know" can be it's unsatisfactory. They try to fill that with a unsubstantiated answer that makes them feel good. But rationalists, I don't want to apply this to all of religion, but rationalists definitely try to fill that answer with what they can observe, what they can test, what is demonstratable.
Well, let's face it, though. I mean, even in the position that you and I find ourselves in as atheists, and understanding that it's perfectly okay to say, "I don't know," it's still sort of discomforting to say, "I don't know." You want to know things. It's human nature instinctively to want to fucking understand. Awesome, the echo's gone. Thank you.
Yes,
anyway, the point is, I think that's probably what inspires the unsettling nature of a theist, especially one who naturally presumes that a God exists, and then they hear somebody say, and I think it's a general consensus. It's obviously not applicable to everybody, but it's a general consensus that